Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to subscribe if you're new and hook your boy up with a like if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time
MMA.
Whenever Tony Ferguson versus Kevin Lee was first scheduled and everybody was confused and shocked, like what about Khabib Nurmagomedov? Why is Kevin Lee getting the title fight? What the fuck is going on here? If you remember, Tony Ferguson went to Twitter and he said, hey, I got word that Khabib Nurmagomedov wasn't going to be ready for December Madison Square Garden. They said he's not going to be ready to fight until December. So I had to take the title fight that they offered me. Kevin Lee, he was ready, let's get it done. But we didn't really know the truth, how much truth was into that, if Khabib was not going to be ready by Madison Square Garden, you know. But now it's confirmed, you know, because Khabib Nurmagomedov's manager came out at first and he was denying it, saying that's not true. Tony Ferguson, you know, Khabib was ready to fight. Khabib didn't turn down the title fight. That being said, fuck Tony Ferguson. So, you know, we didn't really know the truth, but now it's been confirmed by UFC matchmaker extraordinaire Sean Shelby. And this is what he had to say. Just to clear things up, a fight was offered to Nurmagomedov on November 4th. And at that point, we were trying to put cards together towards the end of the year. I was informed that he could not make that date and he probably wouldn't be able to fight until at least December. And so that left Tony without a dance partner. And it's not just about one guy, it's about two guys. So he backed Tony up and Kevin Lee was there. And I mean, look at his resume as of late. He's a phenomenal fighter. He's doing fantastic. Right now, I think he's the hottest thing in the division. So now it's confirmed Khabib Nurmagomedov actually was not able to even take this title fight in November, which is a terrible look. He already had an interim title fight scheduled with Tony Ferguson, had to pull out of it. Everybody was hyped for that fight. Fucking all of our, you know, that wasn't even the main event, and that's what we all wanted to see at UFC 209. Ripped our fucking dreams apart, but we were like, okay, you know, it was medical reasons. He got sick and shit. That's cool, man. We waited a whole nother 9 months or so for the rebooking of this fight. Waited. Tony Ferguson could have fought somebody a long fucking time ago if we would have knew this was going to be going on. Tony Ferguson could have fought somebody in March, April, May, June. You know what I'm saying? Now we're waiting. It's October. He's finally got a fight versus Kevin Lee. But you can really say this division has been stalled because of Khabib. It's not even really on Conor at this point, because Conor was out doing other things and the UFC could have kept the division moving with an interim title fight. But we've been waiting on an interim title fight because we've been waiting to see Khabib, the #1 ranked fighter, undefeated, take on Tony Ferguson, #2. Man, that's the fight everyone wants to see. But so this was the second title fight Khabib Nurmagomedov couldn't make, and that's just unfortunate, man. Tony Ferguson, that makes you, you know, kind of more happy that Kevin Lee or anybody's getting this title. And like I said, it's not that Kevin Lee, it's not about the rankings, you know, why he's getting this title shot. It's got to do with the fact that he's talked, not only has he talked his way into it, he's on a streak, he's finishing guys, and the other guys are, none of the other guys are fighting. Literally, you can go down 1 through 6, everybody above Kevin Lee, and none of them were available to fight Tony Ferguson for the title. Edson Barboza injured, Justin Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez tough, Nate Diaz waiting on Conor, Khabib Nurmagomedov can't fight until December. That lightweight division's kind of stuck right there, so I'm glad this title fight's happening. It's going to be a great title fight. If you listen to the UFC 216 conference call, if you haven't, you should. There was a lot of trash talk there. I don't want to really do a video on it because I can't play it, so I might just do a recap on it or something, but I just do that right here real fast. But in it, man, they went at it. Tony Ferguson accused Kevin Lee of being on the juice after Kevin Lee was like, man, everybody you beat is a bunch of bitches. Abel Trujillo, he was whooping your ass and then he quit in the second round. RDA quit in the second. Edson Barboza quit in the second round. RDA was off the juice and he was like, speaking of the juice, ain't you on the juice? Kevin Lee was like, yeah, whatever. And some people in the comments were like, hey man, it was weird how Kevin Lee responded to that question. And hey, I'm not going to go too far into that because I don't know. I've seen somebody else on YouTube making videos accusing him of it, but I don't like accusing fighters of that type of shit if they've never been caught doing it. If they never in their past, they've never been caught, I'm not going to be the guy to say, oh, they might be on it, because everybody might be on it. You know what I'm saying? So until somebody gets caught, I'm not really with accusing them of doing shit. But Tony Ferguson did mention it in the conference call, so I suggest you go listen to that if you're interested in it. And Ray Borg and Demetrius Johnson got a little bit of words in. Demetrius Johnson, it's so funny to listen to these guys on the same conference call, because Demetrius Johnson doesn't sell the fight at all. You know, they're like, oh, Demetrius, so what are you thinking about next for this fight? I'm thinking about going and sitting down with management and UFC and seeing what makes the most sense. It's like, God, dude, you don't got nothing. Like, you can't even say, well, I might beat Cody Garbrandt or TJ Dillashaw's ass if they want to come down here after this. And, you know, since I have broken Anderson Silva's record because I'm the pound-for-pound #1 champion. Or, if they don't want to show me the money, I might just continue to whoop on these flyweights until somebody gets their shit together and I get a real challenger. Or maybe John Dodson. You want to get fucked up again? You know what I'm saying? He could, even if you don't know exactly who, talk some shit to everybody. Let's go. You know, I think Cody Garbrandt's going to knock TJ Dillashaw's ass out, you know, for that shit he was saying, you know, and maybe Cody Garbrandt will come down here and then I'll knock him out after he knocks out TJ. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting to hear him just not sell in the fight at all on the same conversation as these two dudes, Tony Ferguson and Kevin Lee, actually going at it. Fucking going at each other's necks, talking shit about each other's past fights, talking shit about it, accusing each other of fucking steroids, and they're actually ready to fight. They actually don't like each other. And then Ray Borg, you know, he was kind of just avoiding talking about firing his nutritionist and shit, so they weren't really selling the fight. That's probably why they're the fucking co-main event, because the people selling the most tickets are Kevin Lee and Tony Ferguson. I mean, it was interesting. So go check out that conference call if you want. If not, I mean, we're gonna see an actual, you know, press conference and shit soon, because there's only 1 week until the fight now. So with that being said, it is what it is. Oh yeah, and Super Cash responded. I'm not responding to him. You guys can go, I mean Super Trash. You guys can go listen to it if you want, but like I said, I'm in the last video, I'm not responding to him. I offered him to do a Skype or a Google Hangout if he wants to do a troll hitter call, if he wants to put a man on deck, whatever the fuck, we can get it going. But if not, back to the MMA news as always. It is what it is. Let the haters know what the fuck you tell me in the comments. I'm out. What's the difference between full-time MMA and super trash? Full-time MMA isn't a baby back backyard bandit bagel biting bitch boy.